seen him fight a bunch of times. He was the very first person I've ever watched fight at a professional show, and nothing against the guy. He wanted to fight, so I gave him it.
He's new on the scene. He's got 10 fights. He's he's been doing really well. But when it comes to experience, I definitely outweigh him there.
I don't know him personally. I've said hi to him a couple times in the dressing room. His very last fight at the Hershey Center. Nice guy.
When I thought the fight wasn't going to happen, I kind of, I said, yes, you know what, I got to make this fight happen. Let's do the hype thing and get on Twitter. And we called him out. I hope he didn't take it too personally or anything like that. I thought it was more fun than anything towards him. You know what I mean?
Any fight's hard. You just got to train hard. Like for me, any time I get in the ring now, it's going to be a tough fight. So I just have to prepare myself for whatever he wants to bring to me. But I'm a human being. He's a human being. Anything can happen, but obviously it's going to be a tough fight, but I'm looking for the win.
He's a bit of a bigger guy than I am. I don't normally fight at 154, so I know a few people out there thinking, what are you doing? But clearly I got a game plan, and and I know I can win. And there's that nice title on the line, so I'm super excited about that.
Well, I was taking trips to Hamilton for sparring, Toronto for sparring. I put a lot of kilometers in my car for this fight.
I'm sure he believes in himself and believes in his skills, and so do I. He's going to bring everything to the table. He's going to be in good shape, and anybody that knows myself or watched my fights in the past knows I put it all on the line also.
For this fight, I know Tebor is going to just keep coming toward, like throwing bombs the whole time. Like he's not much of a boxer, but he's a good brawler. So like we've been working on a couple of new things that everyone's going to see on Saturday night, and we're going to go from there.
If they think I'm just a hard-nosed bruiser, brawler sort of style guy, then they're wrong. I know how to box. I've proven that in previous fights also.
For this fight, it's changed it up a bit, and everyone's going to see that. I just won the belt, and someone that calls me out and they want the shot, I'm going to give them the shot. Like, not everybody's going to get the shot, but I respect Tebor. He had a hard, tough fight with Vargas.
I've got a great jab. I know how to move my feet and use my feet. I can stand toe-to-toe and get in that gunfight, or I can, stick and move and be a very smart fighter.
This is my belt. Like, I won it fair and square. Tebor's going to try to take it from me. It ain't happening. I've done everything I can in training. Everything's been perfect. I haven't had any injuries. Like, I'm pretty much 100% right now. This is coming home with me. Like, whatever I got to do to keep it, I'm going to have to do.
No offense to Denton and Logan, there's a good chance of me and Cook stealing this show.
Time to get this one on. It's Brosch and Cook. Let's go to the ring. Here's Dean Stone.
Introducing mighty Tebor Brosch.
Doug, you and I had a chance to speak with both of these individuals at the weigh-ins yesterday, and I have to say Tebor Brosch looked the most confident of any of the fighters that were there. I don't know if that is because he has a chip on his shoulder, if that borderlines on cockiness, or just like he feels he has nothing to lose. I don't know what it is, but he is a confident man this evening.
And one of the things he did come across saying, and he wanted to make it clear, he's grateful for the chance at a title shot against Brandon Cook, and he's thankful to Brandon Cook for that. He's had a long, hard road, and it's been an up and down road through his boxing career. So mighty Tebor Brosch has an opportunity right now to get his boxing career back in the straight line. And with DeWitt Fraser in his corner, he's had some good coaching.
Absolutely, and though we say, he has nothing to lose in this fight, he has everything to gain. He could become the Canadian champion.
Here is Brandon Bad Boy Cook. on my chip bones, man.
You hear the crowd, Doug. That's because there's upwards of 400 people here to support Brandon Cook. Usually they pile into the Hershey Center, but now they traveled up to 400 to come to Aurelia to see him at Rama.
You and I talked about it when we talked with him yesterday at the weigh-ins, and we said, are you going to have the same throng of people coming? He said, I sure as heck am. It might not be as big, but they'll be as loud. That is for darn sure. I talked to him in the dressing room earlier on. He had his feet up. He was sitting back, watching a couple of the promos, watching a couple of things going on, and he looked more focused than he did the last time we saw him in Mississauga. And that's saying something, because it's easy to get to the top. It's real hard to stay at the top.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Casino Rama, Ontario, Canada, Title Fight Promotions presents this special title attraction. It is sanctioned by the Ontario Office of the Athletics Commissioner, Commissioner Ken Hayashi, Commissioner's Delegate Luke Kotick. It's in conjunction with the National Championships of Canada, Chairman Ed Pearson, represented tonight at ringside by Orest Zmendak. The three judges scoring this bout will be Kelly Zunierczyk, John Wiley, and William Boudou. After the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Mark Simmons. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. 8 rounds of boxing for the Canadian Super Welterweight Championship. Introducing first, in the blue corner, wearing black, official weight, 154 pounds. Professional record, 7 victories, 2 coming by way of knockout with 4 defeats and 5 draws. Ladies and gentlemen, from Mississauga, Ontario, presenting the challenger, mighty Tebor Brosch. His opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wears blue and black. Official weight, 153 3/4 pounds. Professional record, 10 victories, 6 coming by way of knockout with no defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, from Ajax, Ontario, presenting the undefeated, reigning and defending Canadian Super Welterweight Champion, Brandon Bad Boy Cook. Once again, your referee in charge, Mark Simmons, for the final instructions. 8 rounds of boxing is scheduled.
All right, fighters, we went over the instructions in the dressing room. I want a good, clean fight. When I say break, you stop punching, you step back, and protect yourself at all times. Good luck to the both of you. Touch gloves.
A lot of respect shown between these two.
Absolutely. I was just about to say, a lot of respect shown between these two. And you know, we talked about it earlier in the night, and I think it's important having Mark Simmons in the ring as the man. He's the guy that's going to let these two guys fight. He's going to let them break out of their clutches.
Talked about Tebor Brosch in his career. He's had 2 extended layoffs. He got over a motorcycle accident a couple of years ago, got back in the ring, had a couple of fights, and then he just had trouble finding opponents. A lot of fighters didn't want to fight him because of the style that he presented. He's not necessarily an easy fight, and a lot of fighters want to pad their records. So Tebor Brosch sat on the sidelines, and finally, after asking several times, like you said, for this fight, he got it. And now he's vying for a championship.
Both guys looking to box it early on in this fight, rather than get into the big fisticuffs and have those big hard right hands and hard left hands coming over top. Good straight jab coming from Cook. Brosch moves it back to the middle of the ring. Cook looking to set up a combination.
You'll notice Cook is bigger than Brosch. Brosch did not have to cut much weight for this fight. All he did was make slight modifications and portion size changes to his diet.
That Tebor Brosch brings to an opponent is he has that one-punch knockout ability, and that's always dangerous when you're trying to put in your undefeated 10-0 champion in the ring with him. it out of the corner. Overhand right. Brosch gets right back in. Cook comes with the uppercut.
Brosch says that he can stand in the pocket and trade, but he doesn't necessarily get a lot of credit for his stick and move. So we're going to see whether we see more boxing and less brawling in this contest. We've seen some brawling spurts so far in this first round.
Well, Brandon Cook has said he doesn't think Tebor Brosch can outbox him. He thinks it's going to come down to the fact that he is just going to connect more often and on more consistent basis.
Watch the holding, guys. The holding on the other.
Both guys getting in tight on the clinch. Brosch trying to get that left jab through. Cook wheeling to the outside, throws the overhand right, just missed on that one. They get back tied up. Brosch turns the shoulder. Nice veteran move from Tebor Brosch. Comes through with the left, then goes to the body. Final seconds of the first round. This is an 8-round super welterweight championship fight.
Taking a look at some of...
Too long ago, put me out of the game for a little while, and you know, when you're fighting, you usually keep the hair short, sorry, and I wasn't fighting for a while there, and the hair grew out, and I don't know, was liking it.
Yeah.
And you know, I've learned to deal with it. It's staying. I like it.
Well, certainly those locks are in braids for this particular fight. And hey, if you got hair that good, why cut it, right?
Well, you know what? Mighty Tebor Brosch, as he said, he cut it. He's had the long hair since the motorcycle accident. He had a crushed shoulder in that motorcycle accident. Not only, and some eye damage as well, and really is now back to 100%. And that's why some promoters want to stay away from him, because he can be a very dangerous opponent.
Speaking of being dangerous, Brandon Cook, in speaking with him, he said he is in his best shape ever. Certainly a lot of fighters will say that, but he was brimming with confidence, and certainly his cardio will be tested in this 8-round fight. When he was younger, a few years ago, his friends made him a trophy that said, "You will be a future Canadian boxing champion."
Yep.
And that was realized in the last fight. He is the super welterweight Canadian champion. He defends it here tonight.
And he still has that trophy as well.
Better than the participation trophies I have on my mantle.
Award of Excellence badges for Arda Ocal. There's a good couple of combinations from Brandon Cook. Brosch calmly ties him up. Cook trying to wheel him off to the ropes.
Both men had 6 to 8 week camps. Cook took 4 weeks off of work to fully focus on his camp.
In our conversation, he gave a lot of credit to his boss for understanding his passion and what he wants to accomplish in this sport. There's a right hand over the top from Brandon Cook.
Cook, one of his sparring partners is Kevin Hickson. We just saw him fight.
Well, Cook connected with that big left hand and right to the left eye, right to the right eye rather, of Tebor Brosch, and Brosch just shook it off with a smile. And you know, when that happens, usually it means that it was a little bit of a stinger.
Absolutely, that caught me. I'm smiling. I'm saying, okay, I see what kind of fight I'm in now.
Break, guys, break. Step back, step back. Step back. Stop. I said break, step back.
Brandon Cook in the blue trunks trimmed in white and black. Tebor Brosch in the black trimmed in white.
There's a section of the audience chanting, "Let's go, bad boy, let's go." A lot of Brandon Cook fans, as per usual on these broadcasts, brings a lot of friends and family to his fights.
He's got Brosch trying to work off the jab. Brosch goes over top. Quick left. And Cook connects underneath. Those are the ones that Brandon Cook has to connect with. Those ones he's got those big, heavy body shots that have been so powerful for him in the past.
Brosch is a former Canadian champion at welterweight, so being a champion, no stranger situation to him.
This one's turning into a brawl as both guys connect on the button and show a tough chin.
And that's a good theme, Doug. You're going to wonder whether this will disintegrate into an all-out brawl as the fight progresses, because right now you're seeing the elements of boxing. You're seeing them trying to out-chess play the other. But I tell you, as the fatigue sets in and maybe one dirty move here or whatever the case may be, and you're going to start seeing a good old-fashioned barn burner.
The key to Brandon Bad Boy Cook's game is throw body punches and make them count. That's what he does. He simply wears down his opponent to a point that they have to take chances.
A good flurry back and forth. It's been an excellent couple of rounds. Both fighters are engaging. Both fighters can lay claim to either round. It's been close. They've both been active. They've both been throwing shots, and both of them have landed good shots as well. So this has been a pretty even fight. And both of them look very fresh as well.
And nobody looks worse for the wear coming out here in the third round. Brosch trying to double up on the jab and open up that right. He almost connected with it. Cook eats a jab, backs up a little bit. Cook goes after Brosch along the ropes, tries to get him to stand still, but Tebor Brosch is such a veteran, he's able to slip and move out of the way. Sizing up Brosch, trying to keep him to the outside. Just missed that wicked body hook. Then a low blow from Tebor Brosch.
Cook's corner's not too happy. That was a low blow, but his corner is yelling that was the third time that it happened. We're going to see take a look at this again. Yeah, you see them, absolutely.
Brosch comes over the top, just missed on the right, and oh my, Cook laid up that big hook and just missed the chin of Tebor Brosch. This could have all come crashing down for Tebor Brosch. He's got to watch out because Brandon Cook is on the move. Cook sticks a couple of lefts. Brosch backpedals to the middle. Cook looking to get Brosch off his game. Brosch boxes to the outside.
Still keeping his composure after that low blow. He's just trying to calm it down and play his game.
Brosch connects with an uppercut. Cook hangs on. Goes into the body again. This is where Brandon Cook has been so strong, going to those body shots. And Tebor Brosch knows it. He knows that when that left hand comes in, you better clutch and hold it, because if it comes out again, it's followed up with a right and another left.
Both men are swinging. Nice counter there, though, by Tebor Brosch.
Came in with a good uppercut. There's a good body shot coming from Cook. And another low blow as Cook goes after, and Brosch follows him into the corner. Cook thought it was going to be a low blow call, and it was not. Tebor Brosch jumped on him. 10 seconds left in the round. Brosch has got Cook backpedaling now. Tebor Brosch with those big rights and lefts did a job here in the third round.
A lot of action in that round, a lot of action, and both men are landing uppercuts. It seems like uppercuts was the theme of the round because you saw Cook almost land 2 devastating uppercuts and Tebor Brosch landing a few of his own. And look, he's chasing him there, another uppercut, missed the mark there. But these guys, you can feel the brawl just brewing. You can feel it just coming. That was the low blow there, a little unfortunate.
Both guys started out this fight like they wanted to box, but you're right, Artie, you could feel it. The little bit of hatred brewing, in the ring hatred we want to call it, that the fact that these guys are going to end up going toe-to-toe for the next 5 rounds.
The morning started with clear skies, but now the gray clouds are starting to form. And the raindrops are just pitter-pattering on the rooftop, and you're gonna see thunderstorms erupt as this fight progresses. I can just sense it.
We called it as it possibly could be the fight of the night, and right now these two guys are gonna let it go toe-to-toe. 4th round underway. Brosch comes in, trying to get away from Cook. Cook can't tie him up, finally does along the thing, comes back with a left hook, over top of the right. Tebor Brosch saying, he's holding the back of my head. Brosch missed on the uppercut. Cook. There's a big right over top. Brosch has taken 2 of them. Backpedaling now. Brosch trying to counterpunch. Get back in this one.
But he's shaking his head no. It's almost like he's smiling back at him saying, no, you didn't get me. But secretly you might have.
Brosch comes in tight. Cook trying to cover up against the ropes. Off the ropes, there's the big hook. Over the top comes Brandon Cook. Brosch gets the right to the arm. Straight left from Cook. Brosch trying to double up the jab now. See if he can keep Brandon's attack at bay.
Still, we're percolating. We're coming to a boil here. I mean, you can almost feel it. These two guys' instincts are going to take over.
Brosch, he connects as well.
Body work there by Brosch.
Good left to the kidneys from Tebor Brosch. Brosch's got Cook in the corner. Cook trying to fight out of it. Turns his man around. Uppercut coming from Cook. Off the break. Brosch, pause at the right. Cook. Boy, Brandon Cook is coming oh so close to connecting on one of those uppercuts.
He's looking for that Hail Mary shot, while Tebor really is utilizing that jab. He's trying to he's keeping the counters as well, and the uppercuts again. A little takedown there. Might have been a side throw. Passion is really taking over here. Wasn't too happy with that throw to the mat. And notice, Doug, they did not touch gloves after every round thus far.
That's the first time they haven't touched gloves.
Exactly. I wonder why.
Well, Tebor Brosch in tight is certainly giving Brandon Cook all he can gather, but Cook is just missing by those half inches. He comes over with the big right hand there, follows it up with a couple of stiff lefts, and that's when Tebor said, no way, that didn't hurt me. But you know what? Brandon Cook is lining him up round after round.
Again, this is low there, however. Cook is landing more shots, but Tebor is not out of this fight. Working on the bottom of his right eye. Swell there. Brosch's corner told him, go to the body a little more.
He's got to find a way to slow down Brandon Cook. And he connected. Cook just comes forward, though. Cook goes right after Brosch, and Brosch wraps him up along the ropes.
And the crowd rallying behind Cook.
Brandon Cook starting to drop the hands a little bit. Here is corner. Get those hands up. Get those hands up. Brosch comes over. Nice good body shot from Tebor Brosch.
Another low blow. He might get a point deducted here. And he is getting a point deducted. And Brosch isn't too happy about it, but it happened.
Cook connects coming off the ropes. Brosch has been the busier fighter this round, though.
Unless he knocks him down, he's gonna. The best he can do if he wins the round is a 9-9. Cook is still only using one punch at a time. I wonder if he would have more success using combinations there.
Not the same level of combinations he's been using in past fights that we've seen, but Tebor Brosch is frustrating him at every angle. He's not getting the opportunity to put together those combinations.
Yeah, you're right, we were talking about that, how a lot of fighters just don't want to fight Tebor because his record is very deceiving. He's a very tough fighter for a lot of people.
There's a good body shot from Cook. Brosch pushes him back into the corner. Brosch muscles Cook off him. Back to the middle of the ring. Good quick left hand. Brosch countered that one nicely. 19 seconds left in the round. Well, both guys said they came into this fight in tremendous condition. With the amount of punches they've thrown, they have to be in tremendous physical condition.
It's been a very lively contest, hasn't it?
Tebor Brosch ending off the round in style. That may have got him as 9-9.
Tebor doing a little thing for the audience after the last two rounds. He's not even opting to sit in his chair. He's just standing. He salutes the audience after the end of the round as if to say, "I got this one, guys. I got this one."
Yeah, it's two of the rounds in a row he's done that.
Some of the highlights here. Nice straight right there. 1-2 by Tebor Brosch. Cook may seem busier, but Brosch is landing some shots as well.
Tebor Brosch in tight can be very, very hard to deal with. Having a point taken away from him for a second low blow, I'm calling that a 9-9 round. Looks like Brosch is just frustrating Cook, not letting him set up for those big combinations that he's been throwing. There's a left and an uppercut. It's only been the 1-2 combinations, Arda, not the 1-2-3 and maybe 4.
Now we're seeing some of this gritty, dirty boxing inside. Another low blow.
Tebor Brosch has a cut over his left eye. He's been opened up over his left eye. There's the shot that they say is the low blow. It did not look from our advantage like it was a low blow.
Not at all. From that replay, it did not show. And a flush shot there.
There's a big hook. And Cook is turning it on now. Brosch is coming right back at him, trying to hang on. Cook with another big uppercut. Goes to the body. Brosch hangs on. Well, Tebor Brosch can take a pounding, but Brandon Cook is laying out one right now.
And there is a cut above Tebor's left eye, pardon me, and I believe that's why it stopped, so that somebody can take a look at it or clean it up. Or it's the mouthpiece, pardon me. But you can see there is a cut above the left eye, and there is blood trickling down, perhaps into the eye as well.
There's that right hand. You gotta wonder if the vision of Tebor Brosch is being impeded right now, because Brandon Cook looks like he's fixated on that cut. Just missed the uppercut, but comes through with the left jab. The straight right connects. Brosch moves it back to the middle of the ring again. Cook sidesteps that one, goes to the body.
Every time there's a stoppage due to a low blow, Cook gets incensed and really brings it forward. Both guys getting really gritty here as the fight progresses. It's really starting to shower now.
Nice job by Cook to take a step back and then move to the right and connect with Tebor Brosch's left eye again. Brosch connects with the quick combination. Back to the middle moves Brosch. Final 10 seconds. And Cook connects right in front of us. Cook trying to get away from Brosch for the last 5 parts of the second, and they finally touch gloves. First time in 3 rounds. Brandon Cook with a huge round.
There is a lot to cover in this round. As we see, both men landed shots in this round. And that was to me, that looks like a belt line shot. And that was a beautiful recovery right there by Brandon Cook. It just seemed like it was a light switch. Every time, that last time he got hit on the borderline,
yep.
It's like he woke up and all of a sudden off to the races, and Cook just started to punch and land a lot of interesting shots.
And that's what we've been talking about with Brandon Cook, is the way he's now putting together combinations just like he did in his last fight when he won the Canadian title. Only 2 more rounds to go for these fighters. Lots of work has to be done on Tebor Brosch to subside the blood coming out of the top of that left eye. Cook finds a hole with the right. Trying to get Brosch back to the middle of the ring. Cook standing a little straighter up now. A little more upright style. Brosch with a nice job to cover up.
As this fight goes into the penultimate round, you have to give credit to Tebor. I mean, a lot of people just said, hey, he has nothing to lose here, and Brandon Cook has everything to lose. But really, this fight has shown that both fighters have a lot of heart.
Absolutely. Tebor Brosch moves Cook into the corner. Cook comes through the left hook, stays away. Brosch gets him with a right. They try to move it back to the middle of the ring, and Brosch hustles him back into the corner with another right hand. There's a headbutt from Tebor Brosch.
And Cook did not like that. He is mouthing things we will not repeat on this broadcast. And there is another point deduction for a headbutt. And Cook is not happy whatsoever. Cook's corner is yelling at him to keep his hands up.
Brosch is bleeding from the mouth now as well. Cook, like a surgeon, just comes through with those big left jabs. keeping Brosch at bay. Brosch has got to find a way back inside and turn this back into the brawl he was looking for.
And now there's a cut inside Brosch's mouth, right on his lip. Is there an echo in here? Cook moved his head. Did you see that? He moved his head just slightly, just to say, hey, anything you can do, I can do too.
Brandon Cook was looking for the low blow on that one, but didn't get it. Now he's putting Tebor Brosch down to the mat by holding the back of his neck. That's his second warning for that. If he gets warned one more time, that'll be a point deducted from him. Have you seen so many points deducted in one bout?
We were talking about how this will disintegrate into a brawl. This is disintegrated into a dirty
This is a street fight
contest. Oh yeah.
There's Cook connecting to the jab.
Both guys are just not happy with each other's antics. Elbows, headbutts, low blows, borderline low blows. But uppercuts, just like that one.
Yeah, and ones that are connecting. Brandon Cook certainly willing to stand in the middle of the ring. Tebor Brosch tries to push him off. Cook comes right back. Brosch with the left. Cook follows up. Brosch connects with a couple more. Nice job by Cook to cover up at the end of the round. And turning and walking away is Tebor Brosch. Brandon Cook gets the better of that round as well.
Both corners don't look too happy with their fighters. Both corners are yelling at their fighters right now, instructions.
When you look at the way Tebor Brosch has been manhandling Brandon Cook, and I mean that he's pushing him around. And here comes the headbutt right here as he pushes forward just as Cook's coming back. Referee Mark Simmons jumps in quickly on that one. But Brosch decides he's going to work the body a little more as well. He sets up the overhand right and is not quickly able to connect.
We might be primed for a very exciting final round, Doug.
Ladies and gentlemen, of the 7 rounds of championship boxing, we have reached the 8th and final round.
Tebor Brosch needs a knockout to win this one simply by the points it's been deducted.
No kidding.
Brandon Cook.
Nice counter by Cook.
Absolutely, a big right over the top. Cook follows it up with an uppercut.